Will India and China overtake USA economy? Based on a recent study, China and India are anticipated to take over as the world's top economies in the coming years, while the United States and Western Europe are expected to lose their prominence. This prediction is based on the projected growth in productivity and demographics, which implies that factors such as the U.S. immigration policy, China's shift away from the free market, and other factors will play a significant role in determining the future influence of nations on the global economy. This growth will bring with it plenty of changes. Though it can be challenging to predict exactly how the future will unfold, most economists agree on one thing: today's developing markets will be tomorrow's economic superpowers. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating question that's on many people's minds. Will India and China overtake the United States of America in terms of economic power? For decades, the U.S. has been the world's largest economy, but recent years have seen the rise of these two Asian giants, which are growing at an impressive rate. Goldman Sachs economists have predicted that as the 21st century progresses, the traditional idea of the United States as an exceptional economic power will diminish. Their outlook on the global economy not only covered the most significant risks to global growth, but also forecasted a decline in the U.S.'s long-standing economic exceptionalism. According to a report by Goldman Sachs, led by Kevin Daly and Tadas Gedminas, China's GDP is expected to exceed that of the U.S. around 2035, while India's GDP is predicted to slightly surpass that of the U.S. in approximately 2075. The World Bank's data shows that the United States currently holds the top spot for the largest economy in the world, with a GDP of $23 trillion in 2021. China follows closely behind with the second largest GDP of $18 trillion, while India has the sixth largest GDP of $3 trillion. However, both China and India have been growing at a faster rate than the U.S. in recent years, and many experts predict that this trend will continue. The study reveals that the United States portion of the world's gross domestic product will decrease from 16% in 2017 to 12% by the year 2100. In contrast, China's share is predicted to increase from 16% to 27% during the same period. India's share of world GDP is also anticipated to rise from 7% in 2017 to 16% in 2100, while Western Europe's share, including the UK, is expected to decrease from 17% in 2017 to 12% in 2100. The research also suggests that the combined GDP of China and India will surge from 23% in 2017 to 43% in 2100. The U.S. has been the largest economy in the world by GDP since the metric came into favor in the mid-19s. But China has grown at a far greater pace in recent decades, with its GDP growing from just 12% of the U.S. in 2000 to 77% last year. So what factors are driving the growth of India and China? There are several key factors at play here. First, both countries have large and growing populations, which means there is a large and growing market for goods and services. Second, both countries have made significant investments in infrastructure, including transportation, energy, and telecommunications, which have helped to facilitate economic growth. Third, both countries have taken steps to encourage entrepreneurship and innovation, which has led to the creation of new businesses and industries. While India and China are certainly growing at an impressive rate, there are also several challenges that could hinder their progress. One of the biggest challenges is corruption, which is a problem in both countries. Corruption can make it difficult for businesses to operate and can discourage foreign investment. Another challenge is inequality, which is also a problem in both countries. While the middle class is growing in India and China, there are still many people who live in poverty, and this can lead to social and political instability. While India and China are certainly growing at an impressive rate, it's worth noting that the U.S. still plays a significant role in the global economy. The U.S. is home to many of the world's largest and most influential companies, and its financial markets are among the most important in the world. Additionally, the U.S. is a major exporter of goods and services, and its influence on global trade cannot be understated. So, will India and China overtake the U.S. economy? The answer is not a simple one. While both countries are certainly growing at an impressive rate, they also face significant challenges that could slow their progress. Additionally, the US remains a major player in the global economy, and it's unlikely that it will be overtaken anytime soon. However, the rise of India and China is certainly something that should be taken seriously, and it will be interesting to see how these economies evolve in the coming years. In conclusion, the question of whether India and China will overtake the US economy is a complex one. While both countries are certainly growing at an impressive rate, they also face significant challenges that could hinder their progress. Additionally, the US remains a major player in the global economy, and its influence cannot be understated. However, the rise of India and China is certainly something that should be monitored, and it will be interesting to see how these economies evolve in the coming years. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next video.